Hi everyone, it's your Pisces MC Trevor Quincy, and today is Thursday, May 25th, 2023. And of course, we're doing what we usually do. We are opening the floor to questions for astrology, and we're also going to be doing some readings as well. We're just waiting for everybody to come in. I'm just going to get set up over here. I already see people are coming in. Hello. All right. My computer's acting funky today. Hi everyone. Hello. There's something in my eye. Hold on a second. Okay, there we go. Hi, everyone. Everyone's quiet today. Hello. All right. Well, while we wait for people to chat and come up, I'm going to read the astro weather forecast, then I'm going to get to the weather for today if you're in our New York tri-state area. Okay, so let's start with the astro weather forecast first. So here's your astro weather forecast for today, Thursday, May 25th, 2023. Sun's at 4 degrees Gemini, Sun's at a critical degree, Moon 12 Leo, Mercury 9 Taurus. Mercury's at a critical degree, Venus 19 Cancer, Mars 2 Leo, Jupiter 2 Taurus, Saturn 6 Pisces, Uranus 19 Taurus, Neptune 27 Pisces, Pluto 0 Aquarius retrograde. Pluto is at a critical degree. Chiron 18 Aries, North Node 3 Taurus retrograde, Lilith 17 Leo retrograde. On to the weather. Right now it is 61 degrees here in New York, high 69, low 52. And of course the winds are blowing south-southwest at 11 miles per hour. All right, let's see here. All right, is Pluto conjunct Chiron in my fifth truly a rare aspect? It could be, actually, but it's more of a generational thing because Chiron's a slower moving celestial body and Pluto's a slower moving planet. I would assume that you have it in Sagittarius, right? If not Scorpio. But I wouldn't say it could be a rare conjunction, but it's a generational thing. Like, I would say like Pluto and Scorpio would have it, and then Pluto in I don't even know if Pluto and Sag may have it, but Pluto and Sag could possibly have it as well. But it would probably just only be them two, because right now, Pluto is retrograding back in Aquarius and Chiron is in Aries. So it is rare, kind of, sort of, because no other generation other than Pluto and Scorpio and possibly Pluto and Sag can have that placement. Let's see, Venus and Virgo in my 7th house. Okay, and the ruler's in the 8th house. What does that mean for relationships? You yearn for a deep connection, something that has intimacy, vulnerability. It could be a transforming one as well, something that transforms you for the better. But it is going to test whether or not you're willing to let go. So healthy detachment in the relationship. Watch for over-obsession. Quick question, what days do I do astro readings? There is no specific days that I do them. Oh, that reminds me. Coming May 30th, I'm actually going to stop doing private readings for a little bit because I haven't really been getting private readings anyway, and I like live readings better. So coming May 30th, I will no longer be doing astro readings privately. So that means like today, I actually have a reading at 2. So after today, I may be taking a little bit of a break, but for live readings, I'll still be here, but there are no specific days. Usually I'm on every 2 days, if not every 3 days, but it really just depends on how I feel when I come on. But yeah, that's pretty much that. Let's see. Yes, Sagittarius. I was confused as to why I was yeah, it's the generational thing, because Pluto takes about like 15 to 20 years, depending on the sign that it's in, to move into another sign, or to move through a sign, and then Chiron's on its own wavelength over there. So if you have that conjunction, it is quite rare to see it because you don't see it it's not like it's like this happens every year. No, that happens like once every blue moon. Synastry Mars Virgo intercepted in my 7th. I would not know. I don't pay attention to intercepted placements in Synastry, to be honest. I really don't. Let's see. Career advice for a Pisces midhaven. Oh, I actually have that, so I can speak from experience. That is burned out on caring for others. Okay, I can speak from experience. Me in March. So For Pisces Midhaven, first and foremost, take rest. You know, this is going to be a very spiritual-led journey, and you're going to learn that the more that you approach your career in a materialistic sense, the more obstacles you're going to experience. So it's really all about, first and foremost, establishing a connection with the universe. That way you can kind of sort of understand what's going on there. You know, pay attention to where Jupiter is in your chart, because that's going to give you an indicator as to what area of your life your career is going to take place. For instance, I have a Pisces Midhaven, and my Jupiter's in the 8th house, and so it makes sense that I'm doing astrology and all this occult stuff. But yeah, that's really that. But I'm not gonna lie to you, because I used to do lives every single day from December to about March. Then I stopped doing it for about 2 weeks because I was burnt out, because prior to that I was working 2 years straight. Just 2 years, no breaks, Monday through Friday, no breaks. You know, when I first started my TikTok, I would do astro weather forecasts every day from May 17th, 2021 to March 4th, 2022. Did it every single day, Monday through Friday, no weekends. But when you're burned out, it's really a time to, because with Pisces energy, especially if you have Saturn in Pisces or Pisces Midhaven, you're going to see that it's like it's a very much the ebb and flow. Like, you're very much, one time you're on your high, you really like being of service to other people, you really like helping other people. Then you start feeling like, oh, I don't know if I should be doing this, but then you kind of push through because you don't really know if this is something that you're not meant to do or whatever. And then it gets to a point where you're just like, I've had enough, you know? So the lesson in that is just listening to yourself the first time round before the undoing comes. All right, some astrologers say big things. Oh, let's see. Big things are in store for cardinal signs. What if all my big three are in cardinals? Well, then big things are in for you, aren't they? Well, first and foremost, let me actually take a look at my ephemeris here. Because right now, the only thing that's in cardinal is Venus and Chiron. So I really don't know what they're talking about in regards to that. For Cancers, Jupiter's in their 11th house, so dreams may come true during this transit, during this next year, if you've been putting in a lot of work towards your 11th house themes or friends, groups, networks, organizations, in the execution of your future endeavors. As for Aries, Jupiter is going into your 2nd house of self-worth, value, material income as well. So maybe it's going to be big in terms of money and dreams coming true. But as far as Saturn goes, Saturn's in our 9th house currently. I'm a Cancer ascendant, by the way. So Saturn right now is transiting the 9th house for Cancer ascendant. It is transiting the 12th house for Aries ascendant. For Libra, it's transiting the 6th. And for Capricorn, it's transiting the 3rd. So for the cadent houses, it's going to be much more of... it's going to be much more of like lessons being learned there to develop skills to become better. But for the most part, I would just say the blessings are coming through the succeeding houses. But I wouldn't say that like big things are maybe, yeah, as I said, for money things, yeah, but like that's really all I can think about, because according to the ephemeris right now, nothing's going to be taking place. June 11th, June 11th, Pluto is going back into Capricorn, and it's going to be there until 2024. But we're getting, if you're in the United States, we're getting the final lick of the Pluto return. I don't know if anybody remembers that from 2022, but that's going back into Capricorn, and I don't think it's gonna like cross over the transit immediately. Hold on, my nose is running. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, no, I don't know if it's crossing over the 27th degree like it is in the United States birth chart, but we're getting that last lick of the Pluto return. But that's pretty much it for the cardinal signs. I don't think we're experiencing anything like major. You know, Uranus has been in like the 11th house for for Cancer ascendants. It's been in the, let's see here, for Capricorn, it's been in their their 3rd house. Uranus has been in, wow, why can't I count right now? Taurus is 5th. It's been in their 5th house. And then for Libra, it has been in their 8th house. Then for, did I forget, Aries, it's been in their 2nd house. So Uranus has been there. So it's been a little shaky for the succeedent houses for the cardinal signs. But Jupiter being here for the next year may bring some blessings. But that's pretty much the big things that are happening. But I'm not going to lie, a lot of people overhype things in astrology, you know, so just take it with a grain of salt. What influence does the critical degrees give? Well, they're degrees of significant importance. So they can give fated events, they can give some karmic lessons, but not so much like karma, like 12th house karma. It's more along the lines of lessons that you're meant to go through to evolve you. You know, it's really a point that you need to focus on the house and the sign in your chart. That's really it. You know, if you have any critical degrees, it's nothing, it's not like the, oh my God, you know, the world's gonna fall down because you have critical, no. It's just, if you have them, pay special attention to when transits or aspects are being made to them. I have anger issues. Is it because of my Scorpio moon? No. Okay. So in regards to like anger issues and equating that to astrology, no. You know, anger issues stem from real world situations, and the things that we have gone through has nothing to do with our astrological placements, you know? So I would say let's, you know, go through the things that we have gone through to see where you're causing them. Because let's do it all together. What would you say is the cause of your anger issues? And then what is the cause of that? And then the cause of that. That's how you get to the bottom of it, you know? Can moon in the first house give beauty? Absolutely. It can also give you curves, because the moon's all about curvature. It can give you pale-like essence, like a pale-like look. It may give you like lighter skin, fairer skin. Can give you like the gleam in your eye too. I have a Cancer, well, I have moon ruling my first house, so I can't say that I speak from experience, because I know my face is round, but you know, when the light hits my eyes right, it can gleam, you know what I mean? But that's pretty much, yeah, for the most part, but it gives you curvature, rounded features for the most part. Let's see. Would posting on social media when Venus is conjunct Mercury be better for more recognition? Thank you for the heart. When Venus is crossing over your MC, or Jupiter is crossing over your MC, that would be better for recognition, unless Mercury rules your 10th house or it's ruling your MC, then by all means that would be that. But if it's just crossing over Mercury, it may not do so much justice for recognition. I'd rather look at the MC ruler, or just your MC in general when it's crossing over the angle, or just look at, if your MC is not in the 10th house, then definitely look at that ruler of the MC. Hi, Laura. How you doing? All right. Hey, could you please bless me with insight on Scorpio South Node next to Venus, Sun, and Mercury? Yeah, so you have a lot of gifts within communication. Worth and value is definitely going to be something that's applicable for relationships, friendships, networks. It doesn't necessarily have to be network circles here. It could just be like interpersonal connections for the most part. But even your personality, where you shine, those are all natural gifts and talents, things that tend to come easy to you, but they can also be things and themes that keep you in your comfort zone. So it is really important that you're moving towards your Taurus South Node, really understanding your worth and value more, and well, really finding your natural gifts and talents as well. But since Venus is conjunct your South Node, this could be like a two-way street. Balance is going to be required, of course. So finding the balance between giving and receiving, and not staying in certain things just because, you know, it's all great. Watch for overindulgence, by the way, too. Okay? Let's see here. Okay. You didn't answer the Virgo, Mars, and 7th synastry. I forgot the interceptor part. Can I get an opinion? Okay, so Mars in 7th house can just mean it's a passionate connection. Just be sure that you have a sense of independence within the relationship as well. No rushing in or out. All right. In business dealings, this could be really good for the connection as well, too. But Mars in the 7th, though, it is really important that we're not rushing through business dealings, or like rushing, you know, the relationship to kind of get it to where we want it to get it to, because of course there's always the beginning, that awkward stage in the relationship, or that awkward stage in the beginning. Don't rush through that. You need to take your time with that. Oh, also Mars in 7th. If there is an issue with your partner, with your connection person, make sure that you are facing that head on and keep it within the one-to-one dynamic. Don't bring other people into it. So say for instance, if you had an issue with me, and you're like, oh, well, other people don't do this, and I don't have an issue with other people when this happens. No, don't bring the other people into it. You know, it's just you and me. You don't have the issue, or you have the issue. Other people, it had nothing to do with other people. Don't say, oh, other people don't do this. No, it's you have the issue. Okay, so come clean if there's the issue. That's it. Let's see. I'm doing good. How about you? I'm doing okay. I'm breathing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, today I'm okay, but like I've been questioning a lot lately, and it's all good things. You know, don't get it twisted. Oh, by the way, guys, I finished my database. I did. So if you go to the link in my bio under TRZO Database, I have everything uploaded. So for astrology, numerology, human design, tarot, spirituality, I did the what was it? I did the dimensions, the chakras, and I also did the I did something else. Universal laws. There you go. And then I also did the blood type personalities as well as the personality type indicators. So like introverted, extroverted, all the types and the cognitive functions. So they're all up on the database and I finished it yesterday. So I'm happy everything is up. So definitely go check that out. I'm probably not going to be posting much content more on TikTok, to be honest. It's not like I'm saying goodbye to TikTok like I did back in March and then I just rebranded. It's just... I have not really been much into content creation since the beginning, but, you know, got me this far. I'm very grateful, but I'd rather just go live, you know, so I'm probably just going to keep it there, but there is no set day that I'm going live. It's really based off of how I feel. Let's see. What's my big three? Scorpio, Sun, Libra, Moon, Cancer rising. With astrocartography, can I move my house to a healthier placement? You could, but the only thing of advice when you're doing astrocartography, look at the whole chart, juxtapose just what looks good on the line. So for instance, I know a lot of people that tend to move to their Venus or their Jupiter lines, but you need to take into consideration what else is happening in the chart. So your planetary positions, they're all going to stay in the same sign. The only thing that's shifting is the houses and the angles of the chart. So for instance, I am a Cancer ascendant and I'm from New York. And if I wanted to go to LA, I'd be a Taurus ascendant. And I think Jupiter would be on or close to my MC line. But the thing is, what else is happening? You know, like Jupiter MC, that sounds really good, right? My chart ruler is actually in the 8th house. It's with Mars, conjunct Mars actually, and Pluto's also in the 8th house too, you know, and then my North Node moves to the 5th, which I think that's good. My moon's in the 6th house, no, you know, now I'm not hating 6th house moons, I just personally wouldn't want that, and then I think my Saturn moves to my 12th house, immediate now, you know, now Saturn does find planetary joy in the 12th house, but I just don't want to have to deal with that placement, not in Aries, absolutely not, you know, ours are kind of similar. Really, what's your big three? You know, let's see here. You missed my previous one. I'm trying to move to my Aries moon for my 6th house. Sorry, the comments are coming quickly. So if I do miss it, I apologize. I'm trying to move to your Aries moon from my 6th house. From your 6th house, are you trying to move to a specific line? Like, are you trying to move from like the 6th to the 7th or the 6th to the 4th? Which one? But Aries moon, to be completely honest, it's really not an easy placement to begin with, you know, but if you want to add to the 6th house, I don't blame you, but moving to like a specific line for it, just pay attention to the whole chart, okay? Let's see if I can find it. What's a good house for the Aries moon? Oh, there we go. So mine's in the 6th house and I have health issues. Well, Aries in the 6th usually does fairly well, but when the moon's here, there's the tendency to overwork yourself or overgive your energy to other people to your detriment. Where's Mars? Because that can also be the indicator for your health issues too. But for Aries moon, I'm not going to lie, it's not really a good placement for the moon to begin with, is because Aries doesn't like to deal with emotions. It's similar to Mars in Cancer. You know, that's why Mars is debilitated in Cancer, but Moon in Aries is just normal placement for the most part. I actually have your opposite moon. I'm Moon in Libra. But with Moon in Aries, you need to face your emotions head on, and Aries doesn't like to dwell for that long on feelings and emotions. So I would say, though, if I were to choose, I would say the 10th house. Aries likes to be in the 10th house. Aries likes to be in the fire houses, 1, 5, 9. So either of those would be pretty beneficial for you. And did I say, yeah, I said the 1st house, and yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. Even the 11th house, you would try that. But the 11th house, that may be quite the journey for you. But yeah, that's pretty much my take on that. I don't care about the line. Right. You know, like the line, that's why I'm like, I know on astro.com, they have the lines and I'm like, I feel like that just messes so many people up. That's just my opinion. I said what I said. You know, I feel like it messes so many people up when you're using the lines because people are like, oh my God, my Jupiter line. And then they give you that little description that's basic that are like, oh, Jupiter line, you can cause some great expansion there. But if you have Jupiter in Capricorn and then you move to your MC line, you're going to be disappointed, aren't you? You know, you know, but yeah, no, just pay attention to the whole chart when you're looking at your astrocartography chart. I'm really embodying like the mother persona right now. Like I feel like I'm dressed like somebody's mother, but I'm always dressed like somebody's mother. I said what I said. Anyway, let's see here. Leo moon in the 3rd house. Ooh, very expressive with your communication, with your with your words, not merds. You need to communicate with people that you feel most comfortable with. It's what's going to give you emotional fulfillment too. And it's a house that gets better with time too. So your emotional well-being gets better with time as well too. Thank you so much. Of course. It could mean maybe self-sacrificing for partners if you have Libra rising. Hold on a second. Who said what? Oh, by the way, Alara, I've been looking more into Hellenistic astrology, which, by the way, I want your input on this because I know that you're studying more the Hellenistic route, right? I've just noticed because I posted a video, I think last week. And it was about the degrees. And it was like the exaltation and the debilitation degrees up until a certain degree. And somebody came across my profile and they had said, misinformation, you know, just be sure. And usually I don't give into those types of comments because I already know it's like, you know, whatever. But I've just noticed Hellenistic astrologers are very, very quick to be like, this astrology is wrong. This astrology is wrong. But I want your take on it. Like, because I know that you're very open to the different, you're very open to the different systems as well, too. But I want to know your take. Like, does Hellenistic astrology seem a little too, like, critical or, you know, because I've just noticed that, like, a lot of Hellenistic astrologers, like, they're so quick to try to say that something is wrong or try to get the facts based off of something. But my thing is, I'm like, I look at all systems. You know, but if I'm gonna sit here and pick a system, I'm not gonna pick a system because I prefer all of them. But sidereal astrology, it goes based off of where the planets are in the sky. It's hard to argue where the planets are in the sky when you're born. You know, but Hellenistic, it's basically based off of tropical as well. They use the same thing that we in tropical astrology use. But I just don't like that people are so critical in Hellenistic astrology. Every other, you know, well, sidereal too, because the minute when people switch to sidereal, they're like, oh, sidereal is so real and tropical's not real. And I'm like, I just don't get into it. Anyway, that was my rant for the day. Astrology 101, Saturn has returned. If you're a fire sign, you're feeling newer than new. Wait, huh? Astrology 101, Saturn has returned. If you're a fire sign, you're feeling newer than new. I beg to differ. I don't agree with that statement. Only reason is because my Saturn is in a fire sign. Oh wait, Saturn has returned if you are a fire sign. Are you implying that Saturn is in a fire sign? Because my Saturn's in a fire sign and I don't feel newer than new. You know, I kind of just feel like somebody's mother right now. But, I don't, are you implying like with Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, like the ascendants or the suns? I'm gonna need more input on that. Let's see. I like whole signs. Me too. I just know many hate Placidus, but I don't. Them criticizing other systems often. Yeah, I just noticed that. Like, for instance, when I posted that degree video, a lot of that was based off of Vedic astrology. And this person commented, and he was so quick to just try to shut me down, you know? And I was just like, because, for instance, he said that the sun was exalted up to 19 degrees of Aries, which in Vedic astrology, it's exalted up to 10 because the range is from 5 to 15. The 10 being the peak of the exaltation, 10 being the peak of debilitation for Libra, for the sun. So then he came on and said, well, the sun is exalted at 19 degrees Aries, which didn't make sense to me because if the sun is exalted at 19 degrees Aries, it'd be debilitated at 19 degrees Libra. So I did my research and I was like, okay, let me go and see what's going on here. And I did research, you know, at some sources, most Hellenistic said that it's exalted at 19 degrees. The stupidest reason, though, because they were like, the wheel is 360 degrees and the square root of that is 19. What does the square root have to do with the sun being exalted in Aries at 19 degrees? Get out my face with all that. You know, like, I need a real, like, what's going on at 19 degrees Aries that makes it exalted? Don't give me the square root. This isn't math class. I didn't ask for the Pythagorean theorem. Like, I want to know, like, what's 19 degrees of Taurus? 19 degrees of Aries per se. But again, I'm not going to sit here and hate and I'm not going to know. You know, I just want to know, like, what makes it exalted at 19 degrees? I can explain it from the Vedic perspective, but I'm learning something new I'd like to know. But he was so quick to shut me down. He was like, nope, Valor or Valens, I think it was. And so I looked at Valens. I was like, okay, so you're a Hellenistic astrologer. I can see that we have it's a different system. I wouldn't say that it's misinformation. But I just noticed Hellenistic astrologers, some of them are snippy, you know? And I'm like, ooh, you know, and I need to cleanse that. Anyway, whew. I like whole signs as well. I try to do whole signs like when I do readings and stuff like that. I also do Placidus. I do implement Placidus into it because it's great for psychological analysis as well. Oh, has nothing to do with me. Okay, I have Jupiter returns. Boop. Boop, thank you for the boop, 53rd. Oh, B-Coop. Yeah, no, I'm not good with math. Right. Like, well, I like math, but I'm like, it's just... you know, if you're giving me that the reason that the sun is exalted at 19 degrees Aries is because of the square root, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. What does the square root have to do with exaltation? Huh? You know, like, what does that have to do with astrology? Moving on. Like, compatibility between Aries moon and Cancer moon. Compatibility. It's really, it could cause a bit of inner conflict and tension between the two. I'm not going to lie to you. Cancer moon is at home, of course. It's very intuitive, very nurturing, does process their feelings and their emotions. Aries moon may be a little bit of a, I don't know. You know, Aries to Cancer, Aries moon might find bliss and fulfillment through the Cancer moon. Cancer moon may find it to be a little karmic to be around that Aries moon, is because it's a lot of obstacles, because Aries moon doesn't like to dwell on anything. They probably aren't aware of their energy emotionally wise, you know, and that's the thing that I'm noticing about Aries. Now, I'm not saying all Aries, I'm saying a good majority of them have an issue figuring out their energy and becoming conscious of their energy. You know, it is really important to become self-aware, you know, but of course this is a growth process, but Aries moon may not be aware of their emotional well-being, and that can be a little bit of a challenge for Cancer moons. But for the most part, I'd say when they work it out, it can bring success and achievement. Unfortunately, let's see here. Let's see. Let's see. What do you think of synastry between two people who have opposing ascendants? Oh, they balance each other out, you know, but it could be the hit or miss, because sometimes it's either they really get along or then they're just like, get out my face, you know, but naturally it's a balance in astrology. Well, astrologers do have opinions and points of view, so sometimes it does vary in reading, and I absolutely agree. Absolutely. Jeannie made a good point. Astrologers do have opinions, and they have different styles of reading. Like, for instance, I don't expect, I've done readings for a couple of astrologers, but I don't expect everybody to resonate with my readings, just because I have a certain style that I've developed over some time, and I understand that, like, the information also may vary too, which I'm very open to, because I like to listen to the different systems and learn something new. And I'm very new to Hellenistic astrology myself, so I would like to know. But I guess for me, I just don't like that people are so snippy. That's the thing that I'm like, we could do without that, you know? Now, I'm not gonna lie, because I can get snippy myself. I got the Mercury in Scorpio, but like, I try not to get snippy, because it's not serving myself. It's not serving the other person either. I'd rather just have it to be a conversation, you know? But like, other people are just so quick to be like, misinformation, you should verify your sources before you get likes and views. And I'm like, it didn't need to be all that, right? You know, especially when somebody's wrong, you know? Like, I don't think it needed to get to that point, you know? Let's see here. Let's see, Alara. Unfortunately, but I see many sidereal astrologers doing the same, saying only and I said that before too, because I was like, sidereal astrology is no different. Because the minute when people, and you know that they all started with tropical astrology too, so I'm like, not you guys painting your clown face for the public. You know, I said what I said. Look, because my thing is this, and I know somebody who went to sidereal astrology who started arguing that sidereal astrology is real, tropical astrology isn't. But if it resonated with you up until that point, you can't deny that there is some truth to it. There's truth in all types of systems of astrology, no matter what information you're giving, you know, and I feel as though that people are so quick to debunk and try to be right with everything that they don't realize that it's a bigger picture. Astrology, there's still things that are being discovered with astrology. So I can't say that tropical astrology is the right astrology and sidereal is wrong, or sidereal is right because it's what's in a sky. You know, there's truth to everything. You know, even Vedic astrology has differences than sidereal astrology alone. You know, that doesn't mean that it's wrong. That doesn't mean that they don't know what they're talking about. It just means that their system works for them. You know, it's a general problem among many astrologers, absolutely. But you know what? I don't see enough astrologers exploring the different systems, you know, and that's what I try to do, at least, you know, because I try to keep an open mind with different things. I see where everybody else is coming from, but I just don't like the slander and the snippiness, you know. I just don't think it needs to come with that. All right, let's see here. Not the astrology drama, but the astrology drama. Let's see. Trying to verify TikTok info. My verified TikTok info, like for my, for the readings, let me know. What are your thoughts on Lilith and astrology? I typically don't observe Lilith, but I know that it does represent the things that we repressed or suppressed early on in life, and as a result, we tend to go extreme because it's the dark feminine energy. And so wherever Lilith is in your chart, I personally say the only advice that I can give is reel it back a little bit, because there's the tendency to be like, because from the past, you really wanted to be like, but everybody kind of just like held you back. You could have even held yourself back there. So now you're like, and everyone's like, ooh, so just reel it back a little bit. Cause you got it, but just reel it back just a little bit with Lilith. 4 degrees. Do I look at the whole sign, tropical or sidereal? Whichever one resonates with you the most. My charts say I'm good at a different thing. There's the thing with tropical, sidereal. When you put them together, it does reveal the bigger picture, but I can understand how confusing it can be because it's like you may be one sign in tropical, but then in sidereal, you're a totally different sign, different modality as well. So it really depends on which resonates with you the most, It could be sidereal, it could be tropical. Which ones kind of speak to your soul the most? All right, let's see what else here. True, I hate those accounts on TikTok that hate on tropical astrology. And that's why I'm like, I guess I just don't want to have to spend my time, hating on a different system, especially a system that did not start with me and it's not going to finish with me. Is there inconsistencies? Yes. But what I've come to learn on TikTok too is everybody is at their own point on their journey. Because I used to be that type of person. I'm not going to lie. In 2022, when I was building up myself on TikTok, I used to be the type of person that would really just be like, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. But I also have to realize you have to start somewhere. Some people, like for instance, I think it was like the last video that I posted about astrology, I spelled astrological wrong. I spelled it astrological. I don't even know how I spelled it, but I spelled it wrong. But I put it out there and I'm pretty sure people had a cow with that. But you know what? I've just learned to have compassion, for people that are just learning because you never know what situation they're in. They could just be at the beginning of their journey, But the thing is, a lot of people speak about astrology as if it's fact, and they can speak so much truth in their wrongdoings. And I feel as though that a lot of people don't realize the power or the influence that they have over other people. So it's just a matter of learning that, because I know a lot of people, some people get into astrology for money, which I'm like, look, I wouldn't recommend getting into astrology for money because, ooh, wow, you're going to be here for some time, But again, I also feel as though that the universe is watching. And when it comes to divination, the universe does not take that lightly, because usually the people that are really, really good with astrology, they've gone through something that activated something within their chart for that. They usually have the placements for that too, and so people that just do it for fun, or people that bash astrology too, astrology helps out other people to really get in alignment with who they are. It helps them to learn their energy too. So it's not really a place that you should bash other people, in my opinion, But for instance, like I'll do a stitch video, like if somebody's saying for like, I remember, Sunny Money, I think, yeah, he did a video on like the age of Aquarius, saying that like when Pluto shifts into Aquarius, that's going to start the age of Aquarius. And that kind of threw me back a little bit, because I'm like, that's not the case, because if we were in the age of Aquarius, we would have went through the age of Capricorn. And the age of Capricorn, that's not happening for some time, so that I made a video with that, but I'm not going to bash anybody. I just want to know, like, how did you get to that conclusion? That's it, All right. And they should be treated as such things. Absolutely. 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 All right. Yes, I want to know about solar returns too. Okay. So solar returns are basically at the moment when your sun crosses the exact position it was at when you were born, a chart is cast for that year. So remember, solar returns are only good for 1 year. Really, it's only good for about 6 months, because what I remember watching a video that said that solar return charts actually blend. Like, for instance, if you're in a current year for like 2020, 1212, look at God. If you're in a specific like year, for instance, I right now in my 2022 to 2023, but in October, I'm going to get a new solar return chart. Once you cross that halfway mark, you're going to start blending the solar return that you're in with the solar return that you're going into. So you're going to experience the blend of the two. That did not look right. You're going to experience the blending of the two energies. But yeah, that's pretty much how the solar return charts work. They're only good for a year, and they usually tell you what is upcoming. If you have placements in the cardinal houses, now you want to look to whole sign. I tend to look at Placidus too because it does tell a little bit about how we're going to feel in that year, but I rather look at the whole sign for the whole sign, or sorry, for the solar return charts. You know, the angular houses tell you that they're going to happen within the first 4 months. The succeeding houses, so 2, 5, 8, and 11, that's going to tell you what's going to happen within those second 4 months, and then the cadent houses, 3, 6, 9, and 12, that's going to tell you what's going to happen within those last 4 months before your next solar return. Let's see, I've been looking into the equal house system and it resonates a little bit more for me than Placidus. Then definitely use that. You know what, I tried using the equal house system and it moved Pluto to my 5th house. And I'm like, I can see it. I could definitely see it. I can't say that I can't see it because I can. But yeah, you know, definitely, I will say also with the house system, like what system primarily uses the equal house system? Does Hellenistic usually use the equal house, or do they just use whole sign as well too? Astrology helped me find my Pluto in the 1st and helped me understand myself a lot more. Absolutely. You know, and that's why I like astrology. You know, I was also actually watching this podcast yesterday and it really made me think about some certain things. Because one of the questions that were asked, which I don't understand why it was asked that, but like people want to know, like once you're in the industry, like, oh, does the Illuminati, whatever. And this the person that was being interviewed had said that like they'll give you this 14-page letter front and back, and then they'll put spirituality in there, and then you're casting spells on yourself, which really made me think about like why astrology and like these occult sciences may not be in the mainstream, is because people tend to take advantage of these things. You know, I like to use astrology for the betterment of not only myself, but other people. That's why I'm just like here, you know, people that gatekeep information, that they're trying to put the dollar signs behind it. I'm just, no, you know, if you're going to do it, I'd rather just do it for free. That's why I'm like, I'd rather not just do classes because yeah, I could profit off of astrology, but I'd rather not. I'd just rather teach you here that, you know, this is what this means, you know, why charge people? I mean, granted, it could be a means of business for you, but I'm just like, for me, it's just not like that. I'd rather just tell you, you know, because my thing is this, on my journey, I've been through a lot of hurdles trying to figure out certain things in astrology. And I feel as though that it shouldn't be this hard. Also, everything's so all over the place, you know, to just have things in one place, it makes things a whole lot easier, you know? So that's just me. Solar returns are hard to interpret for me. Yeah, it's not easy. I'm not gonna lie, because it's not easy. And also there's the processed and then the non-processed. So it gets deep. And it's like when I first started learning about it, it was just a lot. And then you have the lunar return chart on top of that too. It's just too much, you know? My Mars return is coming up. My Leo is Mars in the 6th house. For Mars return, let me know if you feel anything, because I haven't really felt things like when I have my Mars return. Mine's in the 6th house as well too. But I don't really feel anything with the Mars return, so I can't, you know, I mean, I could say that there could be new themes in regards to mundane responsibilities, daily operations, work schedule routines around personal development and physical health, and you may have more energy and drive towards this. Just watch for impulsivity and spontaneity. But let me know how you really feel with that placement, if you do feel the energy there too. That's why I mainly use transits and annual perfections, monthly perfections for my predictions. You know, and you know, what I also realized, I don't think I'm a predictive astrologer. You know, I just don't, I've never really been into the prediction side of things. You know, I mean, granted, I don't know if readings count as predictions. But for me, I'm more of like the psychologist in regards to astrology. Like I like helping other people to learn their chart, or at least confirm what they already know, you know? So I would consider myself like the psychologist to that degree, but rather than like the prediction astrologer. And I know a lot of people like the predictive astrology. They like the current transits. I'm just not that girl. You know, I have the asteroid Kitty exactly conjunct my sun in Libra. I find it interesting. Carlitos, can you explain what the asteroid Kitty is? This is the first time that I'm hearing about it. You're always so nice to me. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So nice. So nice. I wish I could give you a heart. You know what? I'm going to comment it. Let's see. Can I reply? Yes. I'm going to give you a heart. Always so kind. Let's see here. I'm glad I learned so much from you. Well, thank you. That's the goal. You know, I just share the information. It's not my information. So I'm going to sit here and keep it or gatekeep it from people. Why? What am I getting from that? Money? Sad. All right. Let's see here. Every time I have a Mars return, I get a health issue, and then I get a lot of drive to fix it. I wonder, When was the last time Mars was in Sag? Because if it was in May of 2022, I got COVID, you know, and that was, it wasn't bad, but it was like, I just don't wish that on my worst nightmare. No, not again, you know, but interesting. I'm going to have to check that out next time the Mars is in Sag for me. But it's also conjunct Venus for me. Is your Mars conjunct anything in your 6th house? How was your 11th house perfection year? I'm 22 and I wasn't expecting to be arrested this year. Oh gosh. Let's see. 22. I really got to think here. 22. That was 2020, right? 2020. Oh, wow. Okay. So my 11th house perfection year was quite interesting. COVID happened. My father had passed away and I was going through my 29, my progressum was at 29 degrees Scorpio, which that's a degree I just don't recommend for anybody. That degree is too much. It's all over the place. It's too messy and transformative, but I loved it at the same time. I was living in New York City. I was living in Washington Heights and I absolutely hated it. I loved being in the city. I hated going to sleep at night because those people played music until like 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm such an introvert and I'm like, I just need sleep and silence. And because my window faced the courtyard, oh my God, just wanting them to shut up and they wouldn't, like, and then on top of it, it was hot. So, I would say for the most part, you know, that's when I started TRZO, but I didn't go official until 2021, but that's when I started, in the works with everything, for TRZO. So it's interesting, but it was definitely an interesting year, you know, to say the least. That was my 11th house perfection year. It was, also it was the endings of my reckless era, but it wasn't the end yet. We need different astrologers for different branches. Exactly. And I think, you know, there are definitely, like, for instance, I love 0 degrees Taurus for Hellenistic astrology. Her and Chris Brennan, but I feel like Chris Brennan's a little too, like, monotone for me. You know, I like 0 degrees Taurus. I like the way that she explains certain things. For sidereal astrology, or at least for Vedic, I'd say KRS or Gina Lahane. You know, for tropical, I just haven't met that person yet. I'm gonna have to get back to you there. Let's see. So about Kitty, so like a kitty cat. Oh, interesting. It's about where in your life you're vulnerable in a way. Oh, I need to look where that is because look, when I tell you, I haven't had issues with vulnerability. Actually, let me look it up right now. We're gonna do it together. I'm gonna look it up. Isn't that the city that never sleeps? And it did not sleep that year that I was living there. But I lived in the city twice. I lived in the financial district when I was going to college, and I lived in Washington Heights. The financial district was quiet at night, and I loved living down there. Washington Heights, oh my God. And then during COVID on top of that, like, it was just so loud, and I just did not like it. But, you know, I guess different parts of the city are different, but no, not all the city doesn't fall asleep, you know. There are things that are open 24/7, but that's more down towards like Times Square and Midtown and things like that. But even, you know, since COVID, things have changed drastically. I absolutely hated it. I said what I said. I can't go back now. It's caught for the camera. You know, I absolutely hated it. I will not recommend. 5 out of 10. 100. I just found out about human design and I'm still trying to figure out that mine is a manifester. I'm a manifester in sidereal human design. I think some of my comments get filtered or maybe you don't see them. Well, comments are coming in. I'm trying to get to everybody. I'm trying. Let's see. It's about where, oh yeah. So, with Kitty, what is the, let me see if I can find it. Kitty. Let's see. What do they have on Kitty? Oh, Kitty's a person. Look, I'm looking at my, actually, I'm going to show you. If you can find what the, 0 degrees Taurus, absolutely. Yeah, Chris Brennan is a bit too monotone slow for me. Right. 0 degrees Taurus makes things interesting. And that's what I like. All right, I'm trying to, I might have to Google it. Okay. Kitty, not Hello Kitty, asteroid astrology. Let's see what it says. I just need the number for it. 9563. Okay, so we're gonna go to horoscopes, and we're gonna go to extended chart selection. Oh, I'm not logged in. I just don't want to log in. Oh, okay, great. Because I was like, I just don't want to have to do all that. My name, Jumaine Dupree. I am male. My birthday, it is a date at a time. Let me move my phone this way. And I was born at a time by the river in a little town. I was born by the river. I was shaking that. Oh, I can't say that. Oop, just kidding. Astrology is a sin. Well, thank you so much for your projection. I really do appreciate it. All right, that was not what I wanted to type. Plain view. New York? New York? Is New York here? All right, let's see. Say, asteroid astrology is weird like that. Yeah, no, I don't mind it. It's just 95. What was that number? 9563? 9563. I don't mind the asteroids. I just don't use it because it's so much to, at least for me, it's so much to like, you know, see within the chart. Let's see, for instance, where is Kitty in my chart? Kitty's in the 6th house in Sagittarius. Guys, wait. Okay, that makes so much sense. Where's Carlitos? Carlitos. Kitty is in Sagittarius for me, and it's conjunct my Pluto. That makes so much sense because, wow, the way that when I feel vulnerable, it immediately blows up in my face. But I feel as though that in a work setting, I can be vulnerable. Does that shift to Scorpio? Yes, it does. Yeah, that's crazy because that's true. Yeah, and I feel it's weird because I feel as though that when I am vulnerable, I do step into my power, but I just watch people that kind of just like don't help me in that situation, you know? Let's see here. Don't they have a minor influence anyways? Who? The asteroids? I'm sure they do. But it really depends on the astrologer because I know some people that just add all the asteroids in the chart, and I'm like, I guess for me, because I do readings, I'm not trying to be here until Christmas to do the minor asteroids. But if you like them, you like them. For me, for instance, like Lilith is an asteroid, and Juno, Pallas, all the A words, you know. But once you start getting into all the different types, you know, I like listening to them here and there because, you know, you can always learn something new. But I'm like, I don't like to add all of them because then the chart just, it looks like a mac and cheese project in that sense, you know. But Kitty is in my 6th house in Sagittarius. Where's your Kitty? The Kitty asteroid means, as per what Carlito says, it's about where in your life people you're vulnerable with in a way. And for me, it happens to be in my job, which being live is technically my job because I work for myself. So yes, Kitty is about vulnerability, and it's in Sagittarius for me. And wow, I've been vulnerable about my beliefs. Oh my God, look. I have, yes. Oh wow, and that has been transformative because wow, the way, ooh, and it's things that I can't say on camera just yet. Maybe down the road. But I've gotten a lot more grounded over the past few years. In regards to Kitty, let's see here. Now I'm going to look up my Kitty as well. Everybody go look up their Kitty. The code is 9563. Let's see. Yep, the code is 9563. But yeah, no, mine's in the 6th house conjunct Pluto, and it makes so much sense. All I needed to see was that conjunction. I was like, oh, too real, too raw. Like, too real, too relatable. Let's see what else is. Let's see. What other asteroids are there that I would like to see? Because we can have fun with that in a second. I guess I'm not doing readings today. You know, I'm not mad about it. Let's see. Did I miss anybody questions? My Mars squares Pluto, Jupiter, Mercury, and my Sun. So maybe that explains the health stuff. Yeah. Is it the square in the 3rd or the square in the 9th? Like, is your Pluto, Jupiter, well, Pluto, Jupiter, that could be Pluto, Jupiter, Mercury in your 9th, correct? Were you born in 1994, 1995? Let's see what else. Did I miss anything? But I sometimes look at Eros and Juno. See, I used to look at Juno. I actually used to do readings for Juno because I know Juno, it speaks about like the type of partner that you need in a relationship. But I don't really look, I don't look at all that much, you know. Let me see where mine's is. Yes. It's in my 8th house in Cancer, the Kitty asteroid. Do you feel like you're vulnerable with your emotions on a transformative level? My Jupiter is in the 9th. Gotcha. So that could be the cause of it. That could. I can see it. What was the code again? 9563. Yep, Carlio. Thank you. I think it must be delayed because I'm getting messages a little late. Ceres is conjunct my black moon Lilith in Taurus. Ceres. Now, I've read different things about Ceres, and I'm like, I guess I'm still confused on it, you know, because I read one thing like it's the mother of the zodiac, and then I know that they were trying to say that like Ceres is the new ruler of Virgo, and I'm just like, I just don't know. I'm not calling a spade a spade. I just want to know more, you know? Let's see. Mine is in Cancer in the 7th. Not gonna lie, it makes sense. Look, I'm telling you, the minute when I found my kitty, I was like, ooh, not this. Like, it's reading me to filth. My kitty's in the 5th house in Cap. Oh, interesting. Now, are you more vulnerable when you're confident? Or like when you're having fun, when you're around people that you can have fun with? Or is it in love and romance? Mine's in Cancer too. Anybody got Sag? No, just me. All right. Oh, well, mine technically is in Scorpio and Sidereal too. So I'm like, oh, wow. That makes sense. Let's see what else. How do you guys find these new aspects, by the way, or these new asteroids? Is it because of, what was her name? The Shoddy Herbs? Because I know she did a lot of videos with the asteroids. Let's see. Now I'm gonna look up my crush's kitty. Look, see, that's how it works. That's how it starts. What's Kitty? Kitty is basically about vulnerability, where you're most vulnerable in a specific area of life. And we're just looking at asteroids. I've never used to be in asteroids. Do y'all know about the Aphrodite asteroid? I heard about it, but I didn't know like much about it. Tumblr has a lot of posts about these. They're post on Tumblr. Gotcha. Right, because like, you know, usually when I look up asteroids on Google, Tumblr is usually the first thing that comes up. Like even when I looked up Kitty today, I think Tumblr was one of those first, it was one of the first posts that came up. Yes, her and Moon Girl readings talk about the asteroids. Yeah, like Shoddy Herbs, I got a lot of her videos, and for a while I was a bit annoyed because I was just like, you telling me that all these things do what the sun does, you know? But then I guess there was one asteroid that she said that can determine how old your soul was, and I just didn't quite resonate with that. It didn't. But it was something that I was just like, okay, I'll take that with a grain of salt. Still looked at it in my chart. You already know, you know. I actually like asteroids, even though it's not traditional. I like them. I just don't do readings with them. You know, it's because, as I said, I'm not trying to be there until Christmas, you know, and I feel as though that, like, when you implement the asteroids, I also don't want them taken away from, like, the actual reading. Because I feel like, yes, they do add that extra drop and sprinkle, but I like to do the readings without the bells and whistles, if you get my drift. How do you find your kitty? If you go on astro.com, I can actually walk you through it here. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm going to show you on this. Just give me 1 second. All right, let me get you here, period. All right, let's flip the script. Flip the camera. Okay, so you're on astro.com. You're on the extended chart selection. It says extended chart selection. You want to scroll all the way down to where it says, oh, I didn't want to do that. You want to scroll all the way down to where it says additional objects. And then in this box over, oh, well, let me go down here. If you go down here, when it says manual entry, you want to type in 9563. That's for Kitty. Hopefully you guys got that. Let me take this over here, put this over here. This is fun. Does anybody have any other asteroids that are interesting? I know somebody said Aphrodite before. What is the Aphrodite asteroid about? Voluptuous. Why are most of my asteroids in Taurus? Ooh, it's because you're gonna get that coin. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you like to be vulnerable in a Taurian way, in a Venusian way. Do you know that one astrologer on TikTok who makes videos about every asteroid? I think Shoddy Herbs is the only astrologer that I knew that was making the videos about like, oh, do you want to know how good of an actor you are? Here's this. But like, at the time, I wasn't into asteroids at all. I wanted nothing to do with them. But like now I'm like, well, am I a good actor? Like, but I have fifth house placements. She has curly hair. I think it's Shoddy Herbs. Yeah, I think it's Shoddy Herbs because she used to pop up on my FYP all the time with the asteroids and everything like that. And at first I was just like, how is everybody finding about asteroids? But Carlitos actually just said that they have Tumblr posts about them. But I'm not taking away from asteroids because I know, like, I use a couple, but like, I feel as though when you're throwing in all these different, asteroids, I feel like it takes away from the original thing of what you're supposed to do. Let's see here. I'm looking at the list of asteroids. We have Chiron, Ceres, Pallas, Juno, Vesta, Eris, Phallus, Nessus. That's a word. That sounds like a copy machine. Orcus, Quaer, Sedna. Oh, does anybody know Sedna? Because I don't know. Like, I've heard people talk about Sedna, but I just don't talk about Sedna. Yeah, definitely. Aphrodite is 1388. Hold on a second. Hold on. 1388. Let's see the chart here. Let's see. Where is my Aphrodite? Okay. Capricorn. Well, okay. I'll take it. You know, Capricorn ages backwards. I'll take it beautifully. You know, what is Aphrodite about? Let's look it up here. Aphrodite. Thank you. Tell your friends. Aphrodite. Ooh, astrology. Astrology. Okay, here we go. So let's see. Okay, I'm reading this thing on Tumblr. All this is in my opinion. Some of you may be like, how? No, okay. I just want to know what it means. Okay, so if you have Aphrodite at an Aries degree, 1, 13, or 25, mine's at 19, you may have a magnetic personality that is unforgettable. You are the person that everyone dotes on, the person that people dreamily agree with readily. You probably aren't as good as hiding secret affairs as this goddess of love, but you are probably just as interwoven in other people's lives and drama as this love goddess. All right, so, okay. I don't have it in Aries. Let's see. Yes, fax astrology. I would not know. I have Lilith on my MC line that you could go to the extremes in career status, legacy, and life's work. You need to reel it back quite a bit because you could have repressed yourself or suppressed yourself early on. B, okay? Taurus in 9th, Aphrodite. I have Capricorn in 7th. What degree do you have it at? Because I'm reading the degrees right now. If you have it at 1, 13, or 25, you may have the magnetic personality from what I said. If you have it at a Taurus degree, which is 2, do you mind saying the website name again? Website name for Aphrodite? It's on Tumblr. If you search Aphrodite Astrology, it's the first one. It's that Tumblr account that pops up. So I'm just reading that one. Let's see. Thank you. Oh, yeah, of course. Let's see. Oh, yours is in Cap as well, but in the first house. Oh, come on, opposites. Let's see. Okay, so Taurus. Let's see. Taurus, you may have serene energy about you. Much like the paintings, everyone around you is entranced by you. You are likely very emotional and expressive to those around you. You likely have great style, very iconic and elegant. You may trend towards being overbearing like Aphrodite. There is a chance you have an elegant neck. Lovers are likely obsessed. Y'all see this neck? So you make French reading? Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, you make French reading? No, I don't do readings in French. I speak it, but I don't do readings in French. Wait, why am I Aphrodite exact conjunct to myself? No. Ooh. T. Hold on. So I'm guessing that Aphrodite doesn't explain what that is. Oh, okay. And then there's also the houses on this as well, too. Thank you. Thank you. The flag. Oh, yeah, no, I just speak French. I've been speaking it since 7th grade. Yeah. Okay, so if you have it at a Gemini degree, 3 degrees, 1527, you likely capture everyone's interest as soon as you enter a room. You're probably everyone's favorite person to chat with. You may be prone to gossip, T. You could be gossiped about often, or you may attract a lot of drama like the goddess herself. It could be the drama about you or the drama that you create. You likely have very nice eyes. You even seem more vibrant than other people's. All right, that's Gemini. If you have it at Cancer, a Cancer degree, 4 degrees, 16 or 28, let's see here. It's at 27 degrees Taurus. So I read Taurus degree. Oh, so if you have it at Taurus or at the Taurus degree, you may have a serene energy about you, much like the paintings. Everyone around you is entranced by you. You are likely very emotional or expressive to those around you. You likely have a great style, very iconic and elegant. Oh, look at you, iconic and elegant. Did you know Cancer was called the gateway of mankind because Thumma Cancer being the ascendant of war? Thank you so much. See, thank you. I think my ascendant is conjunct to the Thumma, by the way. I don't know if it's like 0 degrees Thumma. Don't quote me because I'm learning still about Hellenistic, but I remember when I started getting into Hellenistic, I was like, oh, I have a Cancer rising just like Thumma. I always thought that Thumma was a person. Let's see here. Okay, did I read? Okay, so Cancer. If you have your Aphrodite in Cancer or at the Cancer degrees, 4, 16, or 28, your presence naturally puts everyone at ease. You may see intervening in others' lives, like helping others to get a happier life. It's not advice from you. It's fixing because you get actively involved in others' lives. Okay, oddly, people are often thankful for your intervention, though after a while, they may see you as manipulative or controlling. T. Definitely the jealous lover in the romantic realm, just like this goddess of love is. All right, Cancer, it started out great, and then it was just like, let's see here. I love the Cancer Capricorn axes or whatever it's called. I do too. You know, I don't know, the degrees, not gonna lie. Yeah, no, the degrees, it's just, if you have it at 3, 15, or 27 for Gemini, for Cancer, it's 4, 16, or 28. Now we're on to Leo. If you have it in Leo, you have a way of standing out to those around you. It's a combo of everything, your energy, your manner of speaking, your style, everything draws people in. Cue the Edward Cullen speech from Twilight. I don't know the Edward Cullen speech from Twilight. I just look at the sign, not the degrees. You gotta do what works for you, look, you know? Let's see here. You seem like the person that others would follow anywhere. Like this Greek goddess of beauty, you know that you are gorgeous. It may really affect your ego if someone tells you otherwise, or if people don't remind you often enough. All right, so that was Leo. Virgo, 6 degrees. So if you have it in Virgo or at the Virgo degrees 16 or 18, you are the person on a mission. Aphrodite emerged from the sea and went to Olympus. She had this mystical air of knowledge. She knew her purpose and where she had to go, and others couldn't help but gawk in her wake. That's you. You look at others' drama and you analyze it, knowing how you would solve it in a very logical manner. You may be a perfectionist when it comes to your beauty, and others you may have a strong opinion regarding a beauty standard. You may have social anxiety regarding how others see you versus how you see yourself. You likely don't fall in love as easily as this love goddess did. Giving Virgo energy anyway. Let's see here. And a Capricorn was called the gateway of the gods, symbolizing the separation of soul from body. Interesting. Which is why Mars separation is exalted in Wow. Boom. Mind blow. I just learned something new too. And Cancer symbolizes the soul entering the body. Oh, that makes sense. You know, that makes so much sense. I love getting my she done. Capricorn, Mars. That's right. I love the ancient associations. Is Mars considered separation because it represents surgery? Should I continue reading this Aphrodite thing? Because now I think we're interested in Mars and Hellenistic astrology. All right, let's see here. All right, let me exit out of this. Oh, I want to hear about Pisces. Okay, so let's skip to Pisces. Okay, so Pisces. If you have it in Pisces or the Pisces degrees 12 and 24, somehow you have everyone convinced that you are noticing them, but you low-key can't remember a face if you are lucky, and likely not their name either. You are too nice to admit you don't remember someone as well. Like many paintings of this Greek goddess, everyone notices you, but you are noticing everything else. The atmosphere is an example. When your attention is captured, you are a complete enigma to those around you. People come to you with their issues because you have a near psychic wisdom that aids them with finding a solution. You are likely very proportionate with incredible eyes and eyelashes. Your voice is likely very soft as well. Your makeup is likely the showstopper though. You are super talented at the different looks and styles. Look at you! All right, I did want to know about Capricorn. You are the type of person who gains a lot of followers over time from all walks of life. Thank you. Thank you. Tell your friends. All right, your realism in black and white thinking makes drama and gossip seem like bullshit. Tay. You are always have a defense for others and yourself. It's always true and believable, so people tend to back away. You definitely aren't someone to start drama with or gossip about. Think of Psyche and Aphrodite. You got all the time in the world and know the truth. You may actually relate to the Eros and the Psyche story. You know someone will betray the other person's trust. They don't listen. Then you just end up being like, I told you so. This is reading me to filth. Not this. All right. And what was it at 19 degrees? Okay, so if you have it at Libra at 19 degrees, by the way, have you ever seen those fan videos where they're like, they kiss my hand, I'm never washing this hand again? That's basically the types of reactions that you receive. Being associated with you just makes others feel special and as though they are as they are seen. You are super charming to those around you with one wink, and you'll have people swooning or plotting how to start a conversation with you or to get your number. The downside, though, is that others may believe you are vain. You likely appear petite with a very soft, long hair. Well, my hair's long, but it's kind of coily. I said what I said. I'm gonna leave that right there. Libra men, I wouldn't dare date them. Wait, no, my father was a Libra man. Interesting, the Libra men. Yes, you know, so that's Aphrodite. If anybody wants another thing, I'll leave that up for there. Let's see. Is Aphrodite called something else on the chart? I am so lost. No, it's just an asteroid. I think it's under, what was it? 1388 was the code. 1388. Cause that other one was what? I think it was, what was the voter? Oh, Kitty. So we looked at Kitty and, Aphrodite. I said Astro. But they are so charming. I do like Libras. They are charming. But I don't know. There's something about them that I'm like, I see right through it. Could be the Capricorn Aphrodite. I don't know. But like, I don't know. They say Libras don't like anger, but it's all my favorite emotion. See, Libras are diet Aries. I said it in a video and I'll say it again. Is because once they get over the people pleasing, once they get over the fakeness and the superficiality, then they start being themselves. It's literally just like, it's like Coke and Diet Coke. That's why they're on the same axis. My mom is a Libra and my dad is a Leo, LOL. I'd rather Libra risings though. Right. I like Libra risings. They like to keep it, and plus they're good entertainers too, by the way. Yeah, like you can see they're faking it usually. Speaking of which, I watched this podcast yesterday and my gosh, I'm like certain podcast hosts, first and foremost, I hate when people interrupt one another when you're in a podcast or an interview of some sort. Like I never got that from the interviewer. Like, aren't you here to get the answers and you're kind of stumbling over their words just to get your next question out? Like no, but I'll never get that. Let's see. Oh, houses. I gotta look at the 7th house, by the way. We know that you are the spicy goddess of beauty placement that is terminally single until suddenly you aren't. It's like the moment, not this. It's like the moment Aphrodite is suddenly married to, okay, all right. Like, how do we get here, bruv? Oh, see, because I've been like single and then like suddenly I'm gonna be like, I'm not. Okay. Can you post content about solar charts? I already did back in 2022. But I'm done posting content for astrology. I'm done. I did my 2 years. I'm done. I'm just going to go live. That's it. Libra suns. I'm a Libra sun in sidereal. You know, let's see here. I think Cardi B is an Aries rising, though. I'm not sure. Let's look it up. Let's see. Cardi B birth chart. That's not how I spell birth chart, but that's how I spell it. All right, let's see. Okay. Her ascendant is in Aries. Her ascendant is in Aries at 16 degrees. And her moon's conjunct the ascendant. And sun's in the 7th. I love Ariana Grande's chart. Her chart is... See, I love Capricorn risings. I do. She's a Cancer rising. And she was born at 1207 and alive. Wait, Cardi B? Oh, well, this... Okay, then this is wrong. I really see Jupiter being the exaltation ruler of Cancer. Like, you love teaching, you know? Look, I do. You know, I do like my Cancer risings, you know, because I'm one of you guys, because I am a Cancer rising. We are the flustered and humble crabs, you know, but I do like teaching. I do. I've always wanted to be, it's crazy, because I've always wanted to be a teacher when I grew up. I did want to start being like when I was in 3rd grade, I wanted to be a 3rd grade teacher. When I was in 7th grade, I wanted to be a 7th grade math teacher. And then when I got to high school, I said, fuck it. Because I'm not, not that conventional system. But I do like teaching. I do. Let's see here. Ariana has Neptune in the 1st house and Uranus conjunct her ascendant and Taurus Venus trine her ascendant. Thank you, Capricorn rising and Aries moon. I see the Cancer rising more than Aries. Her sun would be in the 4th house, hiding that Libra energy. Not necessarily. Wait a minute. No, because I have, my chart ruler is Moon in Libra, and I wouldn't think that, like, well, then again, do you guys see Libra when you first meet me? Because my chart ruler is Moon in Libra, and I'm a Cancer ascendant too. Cardi B be popping off. Have you seen her? I have not yet. Like, I know that she recently came like out of that hiatus, but when I tell you, like, today's entertainment, I'm kind of like I'm still trying to inch my way into it. It's giving Aries rising, Aries sun. Yes, I see both Libra and Cancer, but not really Scorpio. Everybody says that. That they don't see the Scorpio, which I feel like they see it more when it's in person, you know? But I think it depends, you know, but for me, I personally don't see Scorpio either. You know, I see more of Cancer. I see Libra. I do. But Scorpio, I don't, because you know what it is? I think, and maybe it's because I associate Scorpio with like the, you know, but my father was a Scorpio rising, and I vowed to myself never to be like that. No, immediate no. But then again, he had Mars expressing through Cancer. So I'm like, I don't know. I just don't see Scorpio energy. But Abby Lee Miller has a lot of Scorpio placements, and that's like Michelle Visage, Abby Lee Miller, people that have that like intensity towards them. That's what I associate Scorpio energy with. I just don't see that in myself. I know I can get there, but it takes a lot for me to get there. I see the Mercury Scorpio. Right. You know, I see your Cancer rising Libra moons. Libra moons have the best aesthetic. Oh, well, thank you. But I'm not going to lie, because you know I look like somebody's mother. But I see the Scorpio Mercury. I think I told you that several times. Yeah. You know, like, for instance, I know, like, some of the content that I posted, that's Mercury and Scorpio definitely comes out, you know? It is expressive. It is. You know, but, like, personality-wise, because I have my sun in Scorpio, and I'm like, I don't see that. But then again, my sun is conjunct Chiron, too. So I think that may have, like, an influence on it, too. I see the Scorpio a lot. It's the passion. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no, like, I guess I see it in that manner, because, like, I do care deeply. Like, I also have Jupiter in the 8th house, too. But, like, I don't see it personality-wise, per se. Like, I see more Cancer and Libra. But that's, like, you know, But a lot of people say that they saw a Leo. Like, I remember when I was talking about signatures way back when, a lot of people say that, like, oh, are you a Leo? Because, like, sometimes I'll have people guess. But I think Leo is my signature sign. I'm sorry, slow internet. Can you please tell me one more time how to get Aphrodite sign, please? Oh yeah, of course. If you go to astro.com and then like once you type in your information, you go to extended chart selection, then go down to additional objects. It's going to give you a box that says manual entry. You're going to type in 1388 for Aphrodite, and then you click to see your chart and then see where Aphrodite is. I have Scorpio, Mercury, and Venus. We love Scorpio, Mercury, and Venus. I have Venus and Scorpio in my sidereal, and then I have Mercury and Scorpio in my tropical. And my North Node in tropical expresses itself through the Mercury in Scorpio in my fifth. You know, but I wonder also, does Mercury in fifth, maybe that's what other people are seeing, is the fifth house energy come out? Cause like, I'm very playful, you know, but I'm like, I just don't see the Scorpio energy. But like, look, when I was going through my reckless era now, that was a little different, you know. Thank you so much. You're amazing. Of course. Thank you. You know, what is Pallas? I'm not the person to answer that. I don't know. You know, it's one of those asteroids that I'm just like, she's there. Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's learn together. What is Pallas in astrology? Okay. Saying my reckless era was insane. Look, I'm telling you, like, yes, reckless era. I'm telling you, look, it was a show. Okay, Pallas is a symbol for our creative intelligence and often hints at the sacrifice of woman's own creativity or the lack of respect for it. She brings to the fore father-daughter issues and points to difficulties in the linking head, heart, and womb. Oh. Okay. It was the second asteroid discovered in 1802 and the third largest in size. While Mercury and other planets get a lot of ... All right. It's the asteroid of wisdom and knowledge, and in the natal chart, the position of Pallas shows you how you approach intelligence, wisdom, and creativity. There we go. Let's see. I have Pallas conjunct my IC in Pisces. I actually don't remember where I have Pallas. We're going to find that out right now. Astro.com. Ooh, not Facebook. I'm sorry, Mark. I can't support you today. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. Pallas. I think Pallas is associated with the goddess Athena, which is also about wisdom and war. Yeah, that's, at least that's what Google said, because that, it put in parentheses Athena. So let's scroll down here, and this is Pallas. Do I just click it? All right, click to see my chart. Did it work? It did not work. Oh, wait, it did. Pallas. My Pallas is in Capricorn. Everything's in Capricorn. My Pallas, my Aphrodite, my Neptune. I was gonna say something else. I was like, let me stop. But yes, my Pallas is in Capricorn. Does this website tell you like where Pallas is in the chart? Pallas is associated with wisdom, creative intelligence, science, diplomacy, tact, strategy, social justice, and courage. Oh, okay, that makes sense in the fifth house. Okay, so Pallas in Capricorn. I'm gonna need these abs to knot. Okay, Pallas in Capricorn wants order. Structure and mental perception is very important to you. You have very excellent organization skills, and you are great at planning with Pallas and Capricorn in the natal chart. Sometimes you get support from older people, especially men. I got support, all right. Anyway, Pallas and Sagittarius. I'm just reading for sidereal. Is it going to be in my sidereal? Probably. Pallas and Sagittarius perceives through understanding the bigger picture. That I relate to. You are oriented in the whole instead of getting lost in the details. You are independent, questioning thinker like Pallas and Sag. Foreign cultures can teach you a lot about seeing the universal principles and the similarities between humans. Look, I'm glad that you guys caught that too. Let's see. Do I use lots? I do. Because there was a time that I was very much into zodiacal releasing, and I did make a video on it too. Like, I do like the lot of spirit, because when people are like, oh my god, the lot of fortune can bring you X, Y, and Z, I'm like, no, it can't. I mean, it could for your health and body matters, but it's not, you know, unless it's in the 10th house or the 2nd house, you know, but no, I use a lot of spirit for career and business matters, and a lot of eros for love and relationship. Let's see. I think Palace. Oh, I already read that. How about Pluto in the 12th, conjunction with the moon? Very powerful emotions there, but also very powerful in your spiritual development journey. Just be sure to not over obsess over the spiritual development journey or establishing that connection with the universe or trusting in the unknown. Revenge, vengeance, over obsession, emotional manipulation, caretakers, nurturers. Watch out for that. There could be a karmic undertone to that. Family may feel karmic to you, especially the mother figure. Could have been there physically, but not emotionally, or she could have been absent altogether. Let's see here. Oh, also in your 12th house, you need to approach your transformation and your healing journey and your emotions from an from a spiritual standpoint and not a material standpoint. So, for instance, I don't know the sign that your 12th house is in. Wherever that the 12th house ruler sits, you need to approach that area of your life in a spiritual sense and not a material, because it can actually bring damage to that house. I can get into my Pisces energy with my lot of fortune, as in Pisces and Aphrodite, Uranus, ASAP. See, now my lot of fortune is in Cancer in my first house, and it's crazy is because my Saturn's also in Aries, and like my whole life has kind of just been like, you know, how can I be the best version of myself possible? But I do feel nurturing for the most part, most days. But I don't know, I feel like the part of fortune in the first house is kind of like, oh, but you know what I found out though? My part of fortune is conjunct the United States part of fortune too. Or I think it's their sun or their part of fortune, one of them. Neptune in the 4th. Okay, so there was a situation that happened in your home that kind of snapped you into reality, but before that situation happened, you thought that life was normal, that everything was all great. You were kind of in your own inner world, and you thought that everything was normal. You probably had a normal upbringing, but then a situation happened in your family that kind of snapped you into reality. It bursted that bubble, and it really caused you to question about a lot. What was that situation? But also with Neptune in the 4th house, you may yearn for a family that really shows you the loving and the caring that you deserve or that you crave. This could also mean that you yearn to process your feelings and your emotions. You yearn to get that emotional nurture from other people. Juxtapose the treatment that you got in your family early on too. A lot of fortune has nothing to do with luck. It's about events in your life which you can't control. And that's what I'm like, when people are like, oh, use a lot of fortune for luck and all that. I'm like, that's not what it means, you know? And also it does relate to health and body matters too. So it's like, well, now, if it does rule out what you just said, Alara, I can definitely resonate with that, because my reckless era did help me to find myself. So, like, I think I give that props, you know? But, like, if it does talk about things in which you can't control, I'm like, oh, absolutely. 100% that. Because if we can control luck within the first house, I'm like, that's the only thing that I have within my first house. But like, I'm like, just being myself is going to bring luck. I feel like I've been myself for some time, and it's brought me some okay things. You know, it hasn't brought me like the things that people are talking about, like the luck that people are talking. What does Venus conjunct Saturn mean? Ooh, this is actually very beneficial. It could mean long-term or longevity in a relationship, partnership, interpersonal connection. It can also be an indicator of wealth in your chart. A lot of billionaires have this aspect, or Venus, Saturn aspects in general. But it could be a wealth aspect. That means that wealth is going to come in and it's going to last over a long period of time. It may come with a bit of delay getting there, but usually it means that you're going to be well supported in your life. I'm a Sag rising with the South Node tapping into Pisces energy. That's right. Yep, it was my parents' divorce. Gotcha. Taurus in the 8th. Taurus in the 8th. It's usually a favorable placement for, if Venus is in your 8th alongside Taurus too. Venus ruling over the 8th or Venus in the 8th is a favorable placement in astrology. Though I will say it could be a little stubborn with the healing journey there. Like, for instance, when Taurus is in the 8th, this means that there's a lot of transformation around your worth and value, perhaps around money matters too. You may find yourself in debt more than you're comfortable with spending, but you may come into large amounts of money at one point, but it may be gone just as quickly. So watch for overindulgence, overstimulation, over consumption too, you know. But when Venus is in the 8th or ruling over the 8th, it usually indicates some type of inheritance coming in, especially because it's in Taurus too. Find out where Venus is at, because that could tell me more info on that Taurus in 8th. Yeah, it does relate to body matters as well. Right. And it's about events because of its speed, symbolizing change in your life you can't control. Oh my God, that makes so much sense. You're making things click. Alara, I'm telling you. Let's see. How can I get a reading from you? Oh, you actually can't anymore because readings are closed. So for instance, I was explaining early on, after today actually, which I actually have a reading in an hour, that's going to be my last reading for a while because my website is actually going to be shut down for, well, the reading section part. But that's going to be it for a while. After May 30th, there's going to be no more readings. So yeah, that's that. That's that. And it relates to body and health because the moon rules over that too. Yes, all true. My Venus on the 9th, actually, interesting enough. Let's see. That's why I look to Jupiter for luck. What does that moon trine Neptune mean? What house and sign is the moon and Neptune in? Because moon trine Neptune is a bit too vague for me to just give a description. It may not resonate if I give the general description. Cancer Sun, Capricorn Moon, Libra Rising. We have 2 of 3 of the big 3. Not in the same order, but like I have a Cancer Rising, Libra Moon. Really? It clicks? Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yes. When I tell you my wow. When I tell you my reckless era, literally, it was so crazy because I was thinking about it this morning. That reckless era pushed me into the biggest blessing of my life. Because if it wasn't for me going through that, I wouldn't have known myself to the degree that I know myself at now. You know? So everything that you're saying is making so much sense because that reckless era, wow. Transformative. So all over the place. Messy, you know, but it was a lot of things that I couldn't control during those things that really helped me to find myself, and my lot of fortunes in the first house too. So yeah, it does. How do I feel about the D9 chart with the Navamsa? Yeah, I do find it useful because it is said that it doesn't activate until your second half of life, but things are starting to speed up here on Earth. So I'm a Capricorn ascendant in my D9 chart. I do resonate with that because I am getting into business very much so often. And but the only thing I just don't resonate with is that North Node in Libra in the 10th house because it says that I'm going to be in a public relationship. And I'm like, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I'd like to be in one, but like right now I'm a single Pringle, you know. Love is the last thing on my mind. I'd like for my career to take off first, but I do resonate with the D9 chart, more so along like what your purpose includes, juxtapose the marriage part, you know, because I'm not saying that I don't see myself getting married. It's just that like, when it comes to relationship, that's the one thing in my life that I'm like, I can't see the person that I'm supposed to be with. Like, do you know when you can visualize somebody that you're meant to be with? Like, I feel like that's one big question mark, is because like, I feel like there's so many options that I'm like, I don't know, you know? Pluto and Sag, first house, realize the power within yourself. You just being yourself may trigger people's unhealed wounds, you know? But it's really important that you don't take on that projection. So focus on just being yourself, taking action towards your life's direction. You'll stand in your power. Look at God, you know? Also, finding a meaning of life, a certain belief system, a philosophy will also help you to step in your power just as long as you don't over-obsess with it. Wow, I love that it makes sense. I'm getting better at astrology. You are! I'm telling you, you should get into readings when you feel ready, you know, because you make some really good observations. I'm telling you. You will find love on the way. Oh, I know. I don't doubt that. Like, I don't have doubts for it. It's just the one thing I've never, like, envisioned. I was talking to a good friend of mine, and we were talking about, like, weddings, because, like, some people can visualize what they want their wedding to look like and things like that. I'm like, I never seen myself getting married, you know? Like, I never even seen myself having kids. I want a goat, a cow, and some dogs, and I want a produce farm, you know? I've just never seen the relationship side, but I'm not ruling it out because like it can come eventually. According to Pallas and Aphrodite, it can come quite quickly, you know, but I don't know. But the only thing I would say with the relationships, I always felt like I was going to end up with somebody who was very prominent, somebody who was well known, you know, and I don't know what that means, but after looking at astrology, my Saturn rules over my 7th house and it's in the 10th house. And then in sidereal, my Jupiter, which rules over my 7th house in sidereal, is in Jupiter and Capricorn. So I'm like, I feel like it's really going to be somebody who is just very much career oriented, somebody who's well known, but like that's what I feel that it's going to be. But like, I don't know. I'm not just banking on that, you know? I'm okay with being by myself, you know, because I hate snoring. I do, you know, but Yeah, let's see. What do I think about Venus in Sagittarius? I don't really think about it. But Venus in Sag trine your Pisces ascendant. This can actually contribute to your personality as well as your physical appearance as well. May add some charm and appeal. And also could give you some, aesthetically pleasing appearance structures for yourself as well. With it being in Pisces, in Sagittarius, it also could expand certain features, especially like the hips and thighs for you, But Venus in ninth usually just means that other people may value your belief system or your opinion in regards to higher knowledge or education. And when that is trine your ascendant, a lot of wisdom that you may have or your belief system may come into your identity, yourself as well. I think looking at the ruler of the lot of fortune is important as well. Well, mine is also my chart ruler, so that will be in the 4th house in Libra too. So, Family could have been the start of that, what you said earlier. This is all clicking. Laura, I think you're onto something. Let's see here. I'll probably take years that I'm ready or comfortable doing. No! Oh my gosh. Well, I will say this. In regards to readings, I don't think you'll ever feel ready. You just jump into it and you're like, I know when I first started doing readings professionally, I was so scared because I was like, I'm such a perfectionist at heart, North Node and Virgo. What can I do? But I was so scared of messing up and being perfect that I've just learned to be myself. If I mess up, I mess up. That's why sometimes when I stumble over my words, because I think a lot of it was just communication. When I mess up now, it's like, I messed up. You'll get to that certain point. I see it happening for you. I don't really think about it. I thank you for catching it. Libra moon, 9th house, trine Neptune, Aquarius, 1st house. Thank you. Okay, so Libra moon in the 9th house, you find emotional fulfillment through philosophy, the meaning of life, a certain belief system, and you're meant to expand on these things to gain the emotional fulfillment. When it's trine Neptune in your 1st house, this means that a lot of your belief systems can actually help you to move forward. It can also be like a lot of your belief system could be in your subconscious and can give you messages to move forward, to give you those steps to move forward as well too. It is really important though, with Neptune in the 1st, that you establish some type of connection with the universe. That way you can gain those intuitive nudges. That way you can move forward, because if you're just like, it may be a little bit confusing to navigate. All right. Let's see. I hit a few jackpots when I play when the moon is in the sign of my lot of fortune. Interesting perspective here. I wonder, I went to a casino a couple of times. Like a couple of weeks ago, or I would say maybe a month ago at this point. I wonder what was transiting Cancer, because Venus wasn't in Cancer yet. But I know Venus right now is in Cancer. I think, hold on, let me see. Because if that's the case, I will rush to a casino. Look. I see you, babe. Thank you. All right, Venus is at 19 degrees. So right now, Venus is conjunct. It's almost conjunct my part of fortune. So I'm like, should I go to the casino today? Is that what you're telling me? My lot of fortune is the ruler of my chart too, in the 9th house. Interesting. So maybe you should definitely play the lottery if Carlito, was that Carlito that said that? Hold on, let's see here. Oh, Sayla said that. So yes, if that proves to be the case, definitely, especially with your chart house ruler being in the 9th house, you should definitely take your hit on the jackpots or the lottery. I have Venus and Neptune in the 3rd, like things like math I can barely understand. That's interesting. I don't think math is a 3rd house thing. Is math really? Numbers? Oh, well, yeah, never mind. I could see that math is a 3rd house thing. I have a North Node in the 3rd house. But and I was okay. Well, no, I was good at math. I was really good at math. I took college courses when I was in high school, because I was part of the STEM program. But once I got to calculus and all that, no. Let's see. Uranus is on my ascendant. Oh God. I'm wishing you luck. Lot of fortune is in the 3rd in Aquarius. How does a lot of fortune manifest for you? Do you feel the lot of fortune in your 3rd house? You just have to know when to go home. Oh, exactly. Oh, yeah. I don't really like it. Oh, 111's on my clock. I don't really like gambling that much, because immediately when I walk into the casino, I feel that feeling. I'll never forget, I was living in Vegas at the time, and I've literally watched somebody gamble their whole money away. Now, I feel like the universe put me in those situations. It's for me to just be like, nope, gotta go. it might be Neptune making me not understand math. It could be Neptune. Math to me, like, it's just, it's square. Like, oh, that's a rectangle. See? It's square, you know? Like, I feel as though, like, and you know what? I never really had math teachers that had personalities. Except for my 7th and 8th grade. I feel like she had a little bit of a personality, but it was more of like those, like, that Long Island personality, you know? But I never really had a math teacher that had, like, pep, or, like, you know, that pizzazz, wow, I want to take your class. Like, I never had that. You know, I've always had the teachers that are like, okay, today we're going to go over the Pythagorean theorem, and if a squared minus c squared equals b squared, please solve for b, you know? No, for real, they never had no personality. The New York teachers, look, I'm telling you, you know, like, now I had a couple, like, my, LOT teachers, like, language other than English, like, they've always had personality, 100%. My social studies teacher, or my global history 9th grade, she had a personality. I really liked her. But, like, my favorite teacher, I'd say my kindergarten teacher, really loved her, you know, and then, she wasn't my teacher, but she was my study hall monitor, and she had a personality. She ended up being my mentor for spoken word poetry. I'm trying to think, have I ever had... Oh, and my 10th grade English teacher, loved her. Loved her as a teacher. Now, my 9th grade algebra teacher, loved her as a person, hated her as a teacher. Terrible, you know? Can you use Chat GPT to get a full reading on your birth chart? Oh, you can use Chat GPT to get a full reading on your birth chart. I don't know what Chat GPT is, but apparently you could use Chat GPT to get a full reading on your birth chart. All right. How do you feel about synastry? I do use it. I do feel about it. Okay. I'm a Leo moon and she's a Leo rising. Goes hand in hand. It's definitely applicable. She's Libra moon and I'm Libra sun. Definitely works out hand in hand. I see it working out. I see it's nice gowns. Definitely with Libra. Nice gowns. Nice wear. I think it can work out. Definitely. 10 out of 10. I did. He was a college professor. You could slip him $100 in his mailbox. He'll pass you with a C. Oh, that's a scam. Absolutely not. Not a C. If I'm giving you $100, I at least want a B minus or at least a B plus. You know, like, not a C. Who do you think I am? In New York, money comes... No, absolutely not. That's a scam. You know, give me an A minus. You know, no one's perfect. Right. Hannah Montana said it first. I'm not going to pay you $100 for a C. You know, I'll pay you $75, maybe $50 for a C. You know, not 100. Can you give a description of all of your aspects? No. It's an A on all of my aspects. No, not my personal aspects. No. The only classes I liked was art, English, and dance. You had a dance class? Wow, what? No, we didn't even have that. We had studio art. I loved my art teacher. Loved my art. She was just the sweetest. She was so sweet. She was a short lady too. Loved her, you know, but I always I had a lot of study hall periods because, like, I didn't drop a lot of courses, but, like, I get bored very easily, and that has been since I was younger. Like, when I was up until about 6th grade, we couldn't change our teacher, so I was stuck with the teacher. Oh, speaking about teachers with personality, my 6th grade teacher, wow, when I talk, she was a personality. Yes, she was. But in high school, I don't think I had that many teachers with personality juxtaposed. Like, in my early years, I had a lot more teachers with personality, like elementary school and all that. Long Island has some of those good teachers, but then some of them are just like social studies, for instance, not my best subject at all. No, I just don't care about it because I know it's biased, and I feel like I was woke from that young age too. But my social studies teacher, I never did well. And in 7th and 8th grade, I had such a tough teacher. Oh my God, I hated that class with a passion, you know? And then on top of it, she was strict. Like, she wanted her students to do better, you know? And I was not one of the, my Aquarius energy came out in her class because I'm like, I don't want to be here. I was meant to be here. I signed a contract, so I have to be here, you know? And she sensed that I didn't like the class and whatnot, but she was one of those, like, no nonsense, I'm not putting up with your BS, you know? But I'm very fortunate now. Like, it's one of those teachers is like, you hate her when you have her, but then, like, you see why, you know? She was like that, you know? But I never really got into social studies after that. I actually stayed away from it. Let's see, it's an AI chatbot. Oh, see, I stay away from things that are AI, to be honest, except for music. But, like, I don't do the AI, you know, because I like the natural things. but it's trained on information all the way up to 2021. Now, is it not taking current information? What is Leo Venus in the 8th house, trine Pluto and Sag in the 12th house? Very fortunate when you're healing. It helps you on with healing journey, just as long as you don't obsess over your spiritual development journey. But watch for over obsession, vengeance, and revenge, because that can actually trigger your healing journey or your transformation as well. Everyone said the same. $300 for an AI. No, absolutely not. Immediate no. No, that's a car payment. That's a quarter rent. Huh? No. I never understood math, but I always passed it with a B-, so I'm fine with that. Look, you take what you take. With math, I've been really good with, and I feel like math was like one of my strong suits, that and science. English, I got better with time. Like, in 9th grade was the first time with English that I loved English, because I originally had this English teacher, which she got arrested for doing some things, but then I had a substitute come in, and I loved her as a teacher, because she really taught English in a different way, and ever since then, I loved English. I got a good score in my Regents. Social studies was never that girl. I'm going to be real with you. Never that girl. Languages came easy, but I just don't like the conventional setting for school. I like learning on my own and then teaching other people. But in school, I hated authority figures because for instance, you guys know how I wear my head wrap a lot. I used to wear a bandana all the time. And my social studies teacher, my US history teacher always told me to take it off. And at the time I was blonde, my roots were growing in, so my hair was looking like a mac and cheese project. And then he told me to take it off in front of the class. Then you had people that were talking about me in the class because they were seeing my roots. Sick. And then on top of that, when I wore this bandana around my head, it left a mark. It left that line on my forehead too. It was triggering. No, I'm not asking you. Oh, I'm saying GPT can do it for you. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. In regards to the current, cause you said up to 2021. Now, what about 2022 and 2023? Cause I know somebody, I get readings sometimes with people that want their, child's reading done. And so it doesn't do that. What's the T on the North Node in Aries in the 6th house? Okay, so here's the T. You can't rush through your daily responsibilities or your mundane activities as well. Work, schedule, routine around personal development and physical health. Chop. You gotta take your time. I know you got that energy and drive there, but you gotta learn how to slow down. Aries is gonna fight for your health. You're doing good there. But when it comes to the mundane, it's gonna be a little boring. I said what I said. You gotta look towards where Mars is at, because that's gonna give you the deeper picture on that North Node. But you gotta get out of la la land and spirituality. You gotta face the world in reality. Yeah, that's it. You don't really relate to the emotional and blah, blah Cancer description. No, because I'm not going to lie. I don't believe that Cancer is an emotional sign. We can process our emotions because we go through a lot of emotional things, but I'm not that emotional. Probably early on, I was very sensitive, but now, no. I don't give into Cancers are sensitive and emotional. I'm try harder. Try harder, because I'm not seeing it. Set chop. Now, is it not taking current information? I just need to know, because it said up until 2021, and I'm is it not taking current information? Because, things are happening every day. What if does it not have Aphrodite? Does it not have Kitty? Because we just looked at Kitty and Aphrodite today, and they're both chilling in the 7th house. So I'm I need to know. You know what? Do you know about bounds or deacons? I do. And I had this picture. I was, actually, deacons, I can explain much more than bounds, because the bounds, that depends on Ptolemy and the others, but for deacons, yes, I do know about deacons. Oop, not arrested. Oh, I'm glad you caught that, because look, Tay, love your lives. Thank you. What do you think about planets aspecting the ascendant? Venus, Mars, Saturn, Neptune, and even Lilith. You have all those aspecting your ascendant. Look at you. Oh my God. Okay, so Venus, they all add to your personality, or at least to your identity to some degree. Some can even add to your appearance. Look at you. But with Saturn aspecting the ascendant, any action that you take, it needs consistency behind it. Neptune requires a connection with the universe or trust in the unknown. That way you can get subconscious downloads to really move forward on your journey. Lilith, you need to reel it back. I don't know where Lilith is at, but since it's aspecting your ascendant, reel it back on trying to go forward and learning yourself and taking action towards your life's direction. Need to reel it back quite a bit. With Mars here, watch out for impulsivity and spontaneity. Venus, we love her, but just watch for people pleasing. Scorpio rising. Let's see here. I'm just not getting. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, no. I think that's the Scorpio rising. Mars is in the 7th house. Mars is in the 7th house. Wait, huh? Am I reading that rightly? So Mars is in the 7th house. Oh, this is idle. Hold on, give me 1 second. Oh, so Mars is in, okay, so anything that you do within your day-to-day can actually give a source of income for you. You can actually find your natural gifts and talents within your day-to-day as well, just as long as you don't rush through it as well. With Mars and Taurus, you need to learn how to slow down. All right. Sag rising at 4 degrees is at that critical degree. So that means that your rising, your self-identity, your importance, really important for you to pay attention to that. All right. Because now the universe is going to become your teacher in this lifetime. Very fortunate energy. But you really need to pay attention to what's going to be happening in your life too, because it's going to be important for your growth. Okay. Usually when you have a Sag or like an ascendant at 4 degrees, this can mean a couple of things. Like you could be coming into success. A lot of people may be around you to some degree, or you may be an influence to other people. So you really need to pay attention. Deacons, it's in the first decan, so it's in the Jupiter decan of Sagittarius. These descriptions are mainly modern astrology descriptions associating with the 4th house. Yeah, no, see, that's why I'm just like, with modern astrology, I feel like it's very, very watered down now. I'm not going to sit here and act like I didn't water things down for my database, because I did. You know, I want people to understand it, but like, at the same time, I'm not going to just sit here and be like, the 4th house is the house of emotions, because it's not. You know, the 4th house will shock you, because it's emotional events that will really test your emotions, but it's not going to make you sad. It's not going to make you cry. Like, it's a very it's emotionally driven house, but like, it's not what people make it out to be now. You know, it's not the, oh my God, we're so sensitive, or you're so intuitive, you're so nurturing. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. You know what I mean? Like, oh, there's a Scorpio. I'm a Cancer sun. It's the lunacy for me. That's right. Let's see here. Is it important? My life is crazy and my chart ruler Jupiter and Leo at 8 degrees. Even your chart ruler is at a critical degree. Look at you, you know. In Leo from Sagittarius, that is 9th from the 9th. It is a pavat. Pavam is the higher expression of your Sagittarius rising. So this means with Jupiter in the 9th house in Leo, watch for naivete. Because, you know, you may have a lot of a naivete. If you don't know certain things, you need to go based off of how it makes you feel, or if you feel confident within doing something, then do it. Otherwise, all right, let's see here. All right. My Lilith is in Capricorn, 11th house sextile ascendant. They say this is a hard placement. I wouldn't know, you know. Does it feel like it's a hard placement for you? Let me know. Because my thing is this, if who's they, first and foremost. Secondly, you know, I would say that if it feels hard, it's hard. If it's not, it's not. Anything in Capricorn is hard, really. You know, but if it's, or as you said, sextile your ascendant, self-effort would be required in regards to the Lilith placement. But I can't sit here and say that it's a hard placement because I don't have Lilith in Capricorn and it's not sextile my ascendant. My Lilith is conjunct my North Node and she's a show, you know. And I think it's, actually, it could be sextile my ascendant. It's not. No, it's not. Gee, thank you. Oh, yeah, of course. Thoughts on Aquarius rising? I like them. That's my thought. I'm just kidding. Major focus is going to be on friends, groups, networks, organizations, and the execution of your future endeavors. Just be sure to listen to your ideas. They're quite innovative. They can make the world a better place. Yeah. All right? Just as long as they watch out for the chaotic tendencies. Paying attention to where Saturn and Uranus is located in your chart can give you a deeper analysis as to how that's going to manifest for you. Can you explain 0 degrees Scorpio midhaven? So confused by it. It is a critical degree. That means that you are just starting Scorpionic energy. You are meant to transform the collective by helping them to step into their power, letting go of what no longer serves them, letting go of what no longer is in alignment, which in turn puts you in alignment with your dharmic path, the path that you're meant to be on. But you have to be willing to let go and set up some healthy detachment in your career, status, legacy, and life's work. So no over-obsessing over the success. With Scorpio midhaven, you're going to attract the best of both worlds. Call yourself Hannah Montana, will ya? All right? Because you're going to get the people that really like you and the people that really don't like you. So don't take on that projection. That's not what I said. All right, everyone. I think I'm gonna head out because I have a reading in 30 minutes. And this has been fun. I really enjoyed myself. I'm going to do these chats more often because I feel like I had a good time. And I learned something new today about my chart. I learned about Aphrodite and she has a kitty. And I also learned about other things as well too, like my part of fortune. So Lara, you keep on it with those observations, all right? But until further ado, I fare thee well, everybody. Be sure to like and share to get us out there. If you're watching our pre-recorded version, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, all right? Thursday, May 25th, 2023. Goodbye.